Good evening. This is our second Chicagoland Motorcycle Toys for Tots parade show. I'm Lester Fortier, the president. This is, and who are you?
Hi, my name is Mayward Marsh. I'm the Northside coordinator in charge of our committee's in charge of the destination of the parade. Good evening.
And we're going to do our best to not only inform you of our parade, but to kind of like tell you what it takes to have this parade. And it's our 46th year, and just to make sure everybody's aware of it, for the many thousands that are watching, we have 55 days until our parade. 55 days.
I know, it's right around the corner.
Man.
I can't believe it.
It's not even a misdemeanor.
No. Well, my birthday's right after that one.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
too close,
55 days, man. And just to give you an idea of what we go through when we do this, you want to start off with that, Maynard?
Our parade, we head out down Western Avenue. We start at Dan Ryan Woods, which is at 8700 South Western.
Right.
And it's a fantastic, nice area, nice facilities to use and everything, and we'll be setting up there. The gates will open at 6 in the morning. So if you want to be one of the first ones there to get your position up front, be there by 6. We will be on hand to help you and line you up.
And just for a little, sometimes they open up earlier. I had this one big guy from another motorcycle organization. He wanted to lead the parade. And I said, sure, no problem. You just got to do one thing. He said, what's that? He says, get there at 4 o'clock. And he was the first guy. So it all worked out. Isn't that wonderful?
That's it.
But Maynard has in his hand, we have a meeting with the city of Chicago about a week before we have our parade, and just an idea what we have to go through and what we have to show them so we can get endorsed to be able to have this parade this year.
Yeah. A parade overview. Our assembly area, like I said, that's at 8700 Southwestern. The motorcycles will be directed in, lined up around, and put in their tiers so we can set up our 3 to 4 tiers, depending, 5 tiers on our participation from the public. So the tiers have volunteers who ride in the front, have that escort with them, with you, so you'll know who they are. They're wearing their TFT orange vests. We all have orange vests that let the public and everyone know who we are so that we can stand out.
Right.
Our parade marshals are identified with green parade marshal vests. We look like a lime, green background here on the wall that we're sitting in.
and that would be us. We're the parade marshals,
right,
all the board
the parade
members.
marshals
Right.
is our board and everything. End time of the goal. I mean, the destination of the area. That is usually we go down Western, all the way down to 3200 North and turn on Roscoe. And we proceed to go back through the road there on Roscoe into DePaul Prep College parking lot.
And everything's all set there? We're all
Yes,
good
we
there?
are. We are
Very,
good to
very
go.
good.
And then for our overflow facility, Lane Tech is kind enough, the Board of Ed, is to let us use their facility for also overflow parking. And last year, we were had a lot of bikers and everything. It was about 25,000. It was fantastic. Some got a little out of hand, but I can sympathize with them. I mean, you're in that parade, you're in Tier 4, and you want to get there.
And what
and get to
happened?
the
What do you mean? What do you
bathroom.
mean out of hand? I'm concerned.
They were riding on cutting between the stadiums down the sidewalks. I had an
Oh.
issue with Lane that they proceeded to ride. They got off, moved the sawhorses, and proceeded to ride between the
Really?
Field House. Yeah, between.
We have to
Lane-
get you more people to watch all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's. You see, once something like that happens, luckily it's kind of minor when you think about it in the whole scheme of things. But like I tell everybody when we have our meetings, we don't want to give the city of Chicago any reason not to have our parade.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
Because I've seen this man, he's responsible for the north side or the end point of this parade, where he stays there until everybody picks up all the toilets and making sure the streets are getting cleaned up, and he's out there picking up all the cigarette butts and everything else to make sure that the Paul let us go back there again.
Right,
So
that's
we got to
exactly.
get you a better cleanup crew too for that.
Yeah, we're lucky we have a street sweeper come through to do the parking lot, but still we got to pick up the paper. Even if it's not from us, we still clean it better than what we came there for. That's our goal, to let them know who we are and how we respect the facilities we're using. You know, and last year we had some motorcycles who decided to park in the park on the sidewalks, which is okay until they go and ride in the grass and start to do the donuts or race down at 50 miles an hour and do a power slide because they have a nice.
Okay, you said 3 bad things. Now say 3 good things about the parade.
Well, the parade, it is fantastic. I mean, everybody is well organized. It comes in. Besides the little things, and we understand that. They've come. They give us fantastic toys. We give them their coffee, their hot chocolate, whatever we can
And we took
find.
care of close to 30,000 kids last year, and I think over 5,000 families.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to let you know about how detailed this man is, that's one of the reasons why we are still having a parade 46 years later. Correct? Everything you said, you brought up at a debriefing meeting, that we have a debriefing meeting about a week or 2 after the parade. We sit down, we write everything down, what anybody has to say to make the parade better and safe for next year, we attack that.
That's correct.
And you're bringing this up to make sure that people, hopefully they're watching, so they feel bad about themselves.
And we ask our team, our members, if they see something that's not right, take the picture of the license plate of the bike and everything and give it to the board, and we will make sure that it's definitely addressed on what happened.
Oh, while you're bringing that up, I'm going to talk for a little bit, then you go back
Go
to
right
your list. We have here from the Chicagoland CDOT, whatever they call it, Special Operations with Chicago. Parade laws, rules, I should say. No license plates will be covered, okay? A lot of people like to put duct tape on their license plates. They must think they're, top 10 most wanted or something. Maybe everybody thinks they stole the bike. I don't even know why they do that. But it turns out a lot of those people usually work for the city of Chicago, to put it mildly, as far as who actually do that. So if we see somebody with a covered license plate coming into our parade, we have to kindly ask them either uncover it or leave. Very important, okay? All motorcycles will have valid insurance, all right? You have to have insurance to be in this parade. We're not going to check each and every one of you. If we were to do that, the parade wouldn't start till Tuesday when you got there on Sunday. Would you say?
That's it. Yep.
No smoking allowed on any of the grounds, whether it be in the park. I guess you can smoke on the street or maybe on the sidewalk, but not in the park, not on where you're at.
No, not at all, please.
No alcohol allowed on any grounds. Okay, that's against the law. All right. Now some guys want to be tough. They park in the grass, like you said, and they take out the little bag out of their saddle. If we see that, we have to do something about it.
We report it.
So be aware. Okay. No hot dogging allowed. He already brought over that a little bit, as far as they might have watched that movie Easy Rider the day before, and they're going to go become Peter Fonda. But anyway, no candy or other trinkets to be thrown by the bikers while riding in the parade. And the reason for that is you'd be amazed how many people watch the parade on the side of the road, there on the sidewalks and such. I've seen 200-300 people on a corner, you know what I mean?
Right, that's it.
And if you throw candy out there, you get a bunch of little kids running out. Well, there's a lot of motorcycles, and even we have endpoint trucks, and you don't want nobody to get hurt. Another reason to not have a parade next year. That's why we have to make sure we enforce all of this stuff, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
And we have to have plenty of toilets, because we don't want no bushes to die during this parade.
Yep, that's it. We don't want any cameras catching someone of the public or,
Rescue riders will be
exposed.
accompanying, and you used to be a member of that, right?
Yeah.
Rescue riders, a bunch of motorcyclists, to take it upon themselves to lend themselves to organizations like ours to make sure they're there in case something happened, and to give, what do you call it, some kind of care before the real people get
Right,
there.
yeah.
The medics.
Right, we're first responders. For anything that happens, we're first responders to help whoever. If we have people riding in our parade, they'll all be wearing these nice, bright red packs to let everybody know if you go down, they have gone through the training that our organization has offered. So we request all members wear their jump bags.
And we all went through which is very nice, an organization sponsored us to take these classes. And then we got a small first aid kit, and the people that went from this organization, we upgraded it to a bigger first aid kit and showed you how to use it. Every board member went through that, so that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I was enjoying it. I had taken a class many years back. This is probably my 3rd time for it. And you can never say you didn't learn anything, because something new's happened between 10 years ago and today.
And I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of things you don't. I took something like that about 10, 15 years ago, and I'll never forget. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm an old man. I've been doing this forever. What am I going to learn? And she brought up a very good point. I forgot her name. Trauma, I don't know.
Trauma Mama.
You might have been.
Yeah.
And she's saying always make sure you put something on your seat, like if you have a rider with you and you're out in the country, just in case you get into an accident and your rider gets thrown off the bike and the bike goes one way, you go another way. They find you, you're in a coma in the hospital, and you wake up a week later and say, well, where's my wife?
Yep.
And she's out in the field, probably died from exposure or whatever. You have to make sure people know what to look for. I never thought of that before, but that's true.
Same here.
Of course, it might be an easy way of getting rid of somebody.
No, but I agree on that one 100%.
No, you always learn something. Every chance you get to educate yourselves, do it. Trust me on that.
I agree. You know.
Here, I'm taking all the good stuff.
Well, I go. Okay, our community outreach, back to what we do for the parade. We have to do a community outreach program to tons of people. This is part of it right here, us doing a TV show that the city of Chicago requires. Then we notify all 50 aldermen. We invite them all to our parties. And we send them letters knowing who we are and when we're coming, and that in November we request they help sponsor Toys for Tots Day in the city of Chicago in the city council meeting.
That's right. And we also, when they have their own little issues, with their kids in their neighborhood, their depressed area, aldermen, and they help their kids around Christmas, we make sure we over-donate to help them with their parties, correct?
That's it, yep. Then we reach out.
Oh, who's our guardian angel and his assistant? Which alderman was it that always signs the Mitz? Alderman Mitz and Carl Erickson. Mm-hmm. He's our inside man with the city of Chicago. He sets everything up to make sure we get our list of all the police stations and the list of all the corners. And we should mention him and her a lot more. Yeah,
our businesses. We have to notify every business on Western that we're coming. Every church and school within 1 mile east or west of Western. So we're sending out probably 5,000 mailings between all these, and that includes hotels, churches, and people like that, and the MVs. I mean, we have to take care of do a lot to request, not counting our tagging day for the city when we have to go down Western Avenue, and we post probably 2,000 posters on light poles from 8700 south all the way down to Addison Avenue.
And inside the windows on the businesses and such. And you're more than welcome for those posters. We talked, and we will repeat ourselves as we get closer to the parade. We don't expect you to take notes. We will remind you each and every week.
Right.
But if you want to post it, give us a call. All over. Easy. Go on our website, www.chicagolandtft.org. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we will be more than happy to allow you to have a poster. Now, if you want one of the posters that were in the parade, all I ask is that you wait until it's over before you take them.
Yeah.
Because that defeats the purpose of having them, okay?
And then MADX, we have to have ambulances the city requires. So MADX has been super kind with us to give us one on the south side that rides in the parade at the end, and we keep one in the parking lot on the north side in case there's an emergency. We have direct access to whatever happened in that lot. And we're well prepared to take care of whatever happens to get folks in and out when it comes for that emergency. Our fire lanes are raring to go. So
now, I'm pretty sure you were the north side coroner back then, too. We did have an issue with a man went into a diabetic coma in the middle of the parade.
Yeah.
And the place was packed. It wasn't DeVry, it was Lane Tech. But it's right in front of each other.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, they were going to bring an ambulance, and you'd be amazed. It was like parting of the Red Sea. Everybody moved, the people at work, and never an issue. They got right in there, and I think they got there quicker than if there were nobody there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was fine, by the way. But I'm just saying, in case that happens, we have to be able to, and we showed everybody that you can do it.
Right, that's it. We can do it.
You should be very proud of that.
Yeah, Then we have our police department that we sit down with, and last year they had a great idea that we have a command center in one of the police stations there on Western and Belmont, where we're going to have 2 representatives this year. Gene and somebody else will be sitting inside there, and they all have radios, so we can give them instant feedback on what's happening on the street. Instead of trying to look for a police, they can send the squad or the police or the fire right there faster instead of.
And they see everything in that truck, so they can let
Right.
us know it's something coming up.
Right. They're sitting at about 26 screens, and they change channels in every street they can look, and they can read your license plate and see if you got mustaches.
Yeah, and see if you
So-
shaved that day. But we have to ask them to stay a little bit longer, because right when the parade moved into your lot, they left.
Yeah.
So, and some of your issues were after, right, when they were parking. So
Yep.
we're going to bring that up to them.
And then we got to make sure we get our license from everything, and our insurance that covers the woods, all facilities that we set our foot on. We get insurance to cover that facility for anything that happens that are kind enough to let us there. Lane, DePaul, the Park District, the woods. We are making sure it is safe for everyone in case something happens, because we don't need to see any repercussion from the city.
And
like I said, this is their list that they require us to do.
But let's be honest, we don't say this enough. I'm going to say it again. Out of all the people we pay to have this parade, forest preserves, Cook County, all other kind of fees you have to pay. The lowest fee is the city of Chicago, and they do the most. Okay?
Right.
They alter the CTA bus routes. They make all of every police station along the route have a representative out there. I think the 8th District come out and help us in the actual where we amass Dan Ryan Woods. The city of Chicago is very, very nice to us. I've seen them charge like 10 times what they charge us just to have a walking 2-block parade sometimes in the summertime. So again, thank you very much, City of Chicago.
Yeah, thank you they are out.
And don't think I'm asking you should, charge us more. I'm not. I'm just trying to let you know. Thank you so much for making it the way it is. It makes it a lot easier, and we have more money available. Not that we're supposed to mention money to be able to provide a Christmas for the underprivileged children in Chicago.
Yeah, because whatever we have left goes for toys.
That's right.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Our goal is kids and that holiday, and we spend every penny.
And we do not. I repeat, we do not give to another charity. Okay, we give to organizations like community outreach programs and churches and such. Most of ours is one-on-one with other families. So when you give us the toy, we're not going to drop it off at another place. We're going to actually sort it, right? You've been there. Boy or girl and how old they are in these boxes, Toys for Tots collection boxes. And then we'll have people sorting the toys and have people pulling the toys to satisfy a letter that you have to send us an actual letter. We don't believe in faxes or phone calls. Got to be a letter.
And if you're going to send us a letter, we ask that you send us a letter, because emails, we were overwhelmed at about 85 to 90,000, and we just don't have the people to sit down to read every one of them.
Plus, you're more responsible if you write a letter and you put your name on it.
Yeah.
You might just push a button, you hit 10,000 places with it. You know what I mean? We have these big giant books bigger than the Bible, all full of letters.
From every year for quite many years back, because they do reference the previous year and the previous year after that to make sure if you received it, we want to ask you to be kind enough to let us to give it to someone who hasn't received it this year.
Right.
We try and help, and if at the time comes and there's spots at the end, we have more toys, we call you right up and say, hey, we're ready to help you. We have the ability.
But depending upon how many requests we get and how many toys we get, depends upon what we put in that bag. But I think we do real good, personally.
I got to give the team, the Toy Box team, I applaud my hands to you folks. You guys are fantastic. What you do for from December 1st until January 25th is fantastic. Thank you for your support and everything you folks do, because they really work. They're 8-10-hour days bagging toys.
And we have gone full circle. We have people in this organization who joined and became members who can remember being helped by this organization, either their little kids or themselves, and they finally get in a position in life to give back, and believe it or not, they do. People are basically good if you let them be.
I had one of my buttons on that said official volunteer, and I saw a special needs child, and I asked his parents if I could give him the button. And a couple of weeks later, they were calling asking if we're to donate toys for. And it was just from that little round button that made that child happy, that we could think that. And they've supported us. I can't tell you the years
Yeah.
now they come back.
We can all
They're
tell.
on Western,
It's
sitting in the chairs.
totally and completely amazing.
Yeah.
But all I could talking about toys. I've been in our warehouse. We have a warehouse, like an industrial park, and when people put the batteries in the toys and if they get moved around a little bit, it gets rather spooky in the warehouse. Okay, when you hear babies crying and stuff. So
You ought to have them in the back of your truck when you hit the brakes and everybody at the bus stops looking at you. All these instruments and what are you doing to the people in there?
but if it does take batteries, it's great that you tape them to it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because that's
please.
another thing we have to do is buy a lot of batteries for these things.
Yeah, we ask you to tape the batteries to the toy package so we know that they have them, or if you can kind of nicely open it and put them in the inside in the packet and put the tape on or something.
And we accept toys, any kind of toys. And although there are some businesses out there who are very, what's the big long word I can't spell? Unscrupulous. Because one time we got these beautiful, like 5,000 of those remote control cars. You were there helping me.
Yeah.
None of them worked. Okay? And so it was cheaper for them to donate them to us and write it off since they give it to us. And you know, what did we do? What did we do? We
Right.
attacked it. I
Yeah,
think
we
it was your
attacked it,
idea.
Yeah, we took out the batteries in the gearbox so you could push them.
Yeah, she made it a car.
It went real well, which worked out fantastic.
And then we got a bunch of styrofoam airplanes, real big ones. None of them flew. So we called it ground crew.
Yeah. And when they did fly, they seemed to come back and hit you in the
Yeah,
head.
yeah. So we've dealt with almost everything. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
And-
including flood in the warehouse in the toilet.
Yeah, I can remember that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then street closures and times, the city, that usually happens about a week before we post on Western Avenue, but our street closures, depending on the turnout in the morning, how many people are in the woods, the police make the decision. We try and start at 9:30, but if we got 40,000 bikes there, they say go at 8
Oh,
o'clock.
wow. This got put by
8:30.
fast. Yeah.
You know, so
We
gotta
only got
be
5
aware.
minutes left. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
Holy, you sit.
I can read.
You got your glasses today.
Yeah,
That's-
where's yours?
I can't see close.
You
There
see,
you go.
you can see that now, yeah.
It's white. Anyway, one other thing I must inform everybody, and do not forget about this. There's another suggestion, not a suggestion, an order from the city of Chicago. Every Toys for Tots member who wears a vest that says Toys for Tots on the back of it has to have their Toys for Tots number clearly identifiable on their vest. This in case there's an issue with anybody.
Right.
Or anyone, you can identify him by his Toys for Tots number. Now, people, I don't know if they act different when they know everybody can see it. I hope not. I hope they're all good people to start with. But,
Right, they all are.
and we have to do that because we had an issue one year with a politician, somebody, remember? And we had the person ended up not being a part of the organization, and so it's a good way of making sure that if there's an issue with anyone, even though we were responsible for them because he wasn't in a parade, but he wasn't in a position of power, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was something we'd have to deal with.
Right, and then our fire department, we thank them too, along with the police, because they're there all through the, excuse me. The fire department and police are there supporting us on the streets and collecting toys for us. They're both involved with our toy collection. So please, if you see the firemen or police, just give them a thank you. Let them know that you appreciate for their volunteering for that job.
Definitely. It's a
You
tough,
know.
anything with the city is a tough job.
Right. So please let them
And
know.
as you people, the people of Chicago, I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to you, but as you're watching the parade, make believe you're a part of it. If a car is trying to cut across during the parade is moving, tell them to stop.
Yeah.
Okay? We used to deputize a lot of people.
Right. You might save a biker's life just
No,
by stopping that vehicle. We don't know, so we appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, at one time, we didn't have stationary blockers. We didn't know the Chicago police. They give us all the major streets they cover with their cars and their police officers. At one time, we didn't have that years ago. You remember?
right.
We had to get off our bikes and tell people to stop. By the time your hands all messed up, you can't walk. I mean, it was bad. I couldn't even think of being able to do it now.
No.
I was a lot younger back then.
Yeah, our leapfrogging, we still use
Yeah.
the leapfrogging procedure in case there's an unblocked intersection, the rolling blockers. One pulls up, that guy goes forward till another person behind him relief. So we leapfrog past each
Yeah.
other for the safety of our participants, our patrons, and
We
everything.
will let you know at the next show when we have our tagging event, and if anybody wanted to get involved and help us, that would be great.
Right.
Man.
And
We'll have posters running down Western. You have a business, you want to put one in your store, let you know you support this organization, that would be great, you know?
yeah, definitely. And coming up this Saturday is the kickoff party for the North Side. So if you'd like to come, it's located at the American Legion Hall, 9757 Pacific Avenue in Franklin Park, which is Belmont and Pacific Avenue. The music's going to be done by our DJ Lenny. The doors will open at 6. Dinner will be served probably around 7:15, 7:20 after we do our introductions and everything. We'll be willing to serve. We have a lot of great raffle prizes going up and everything.
Yes.
There's
yes.
our kickoff party. There we are.
We
So,
should call it a thank you party.
yeah, it's more of a thank you because all of our members are returning. They get their members' gifts and everything. So basically it is a thank you party and everything. So we just wanted to say that everybody, if you're at the south side, you're welcome to come to the north side. We would love to see everybody there. This way you folks get to know who's who instead of seeing us on the day of the
That's right.
parade. You get
And-
to see us in advance before.
And thank you, Can TV.
Yes,
Thank you so much for hiring Amani.
correct.
She is helping us with this show. She's a producer, director. She probably, I don't know, does everything here. But I want to thank her again. She's a beautiful young lady.
Yes, thank you.
She gets my humor, which is nice.
yeah, which is very tough for a lot of people.
Oh, I guess we'll see you next week then. We done now,
Yes.
young lady?
We'll see you next week, and thank you again. And hopefully see you on Saturday
Yeah.
and at the kickoff party. Please come. Bring your friends, bring your family so we get the opportunity to see who's been hitting you for being part of this organization.
Get on our
We've
website.
been poking you.
TFT, ChicagolandTFT.org, and our Facebook page. There's like
Correct.
two.
And on Twitter, I think they got somebody.
I think they call it something else now.
Yeah, I
Y
don't
or
know. I don't
something,
do either of
ZX,
them.
something like that.
I'm off the grid.
All right, people. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate
you
it.
again.
And again, thank you, Amani.